Oh, I hope y'all are doing swell today. Wish I could say I was. This is going to be a talk about nothing. It's actually going to be a talk about everything. Maybe not everything, but quite a few different things that I wanted to put out there. This is my opinion. This is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm starting to see. And if you think I'm loony, well, join the rest of them that come against this channel and call me all kinds of names. I have a right to my opinion, and I'm going to tell y'all what I am seeing, and I would love to hear y'all's feedback, okay? So my thought is that we as so-called targeted individuals, and picture me doing the parentheses sign with my fingers, okay? We so-called targeted, empowered individuals are the only real souls that haven't compromised themselves left on the planet, Janet. That's why the level of harassment, monitoring, sabotage, and witchcraft, and all this other slander, all these things have increased exponentially. Hey, that's a big word over the past month. But I believe that whatever they did with CERN, with the satanic eclipse ritual, has changed something. And could we, as the empowered individuals, be actually going in and out of realms like that dream I just shared that I had just had? Okay? We're going in and out of realms, and that's like the ascension process. But I'm just going to tell y'all some bizarro things that I'm taking notice of. Okay, I'm used to this. This has been going on for forever. With the synchronizing of, when I leave wherever I'm at, they leave at the same time and just stare. When I come in, they come in. The synchronizing of the clown cars and, the color coding and all that kind of stuff. That's old school. This is a new level of freak. Okay? This is just bizarre. There is no way possible this is being done by humans. I believe that this is literally, people have now become demons, fallen angels, whatever you want to call them. Some people say aliens. Aliens just means alien to this world. Alien as in not a human, a different form, okay? And an example would be what happened to me yesterday. Not once, but twice. So I'm going on a walk. I had to run an errand, and as y'all know, I'm on foot. And it was like 1.5 miles. In that 1.5 mile walk, one way, this isn't even on the way back. I'm just talking about just getting to where I was going. I had 2 different, whatever they were. They looked human, but were they? Scream at me, okay? This is in the middle of the day. I don't know, 1, 2 in the afternoon. And I'm walking along, and the first one actually startled me to where I jumped back because I wasn't expecting to have my eardrums screamed into. And he was sitting on a step behind a door. And right as I go to pass, he screams, "No!" His face looked so demonic. And he was looking right at me. No! I can't even do how loud it was, okay? It was loud. It made me jump back. And a man was walking towards me who saw it and heard it. And he just laughed. Like, it didn't faze him, right? But it wasn't right in his eardrum like it was for me. So that was weird. And then I go about another, 1/2 mile. And another man. This time I did not look at his face. It didn't startle me enough to jump back and look because it was at least further from a distance. But he was walking straight towards me yelling, "Stop it!" And I'm just like, I'm not saying a word. I'm not singing. I'm not doing anything. I'm just walking straight ahead. Didn't even notice him at first. Stop it! And then I turned, I wasn't scared of him or anything, because I know the Holy Spirit's, got us covered, but I turned away from, walking straight just because I didn't want to be confronted by him. They've been trying to spit on me, going so far as to stand outside my door. I take that back. They didn't do it today, okay? But the last 2 days, so 2 days in a row, someone has come past my door and goes, I'm sorry to be graphic, but, makes that, I call it the hacking noise, and spits right by my door. And when I'm walking, if this doesn't happen at least 1 to 2 times in a 10-minute walk, I'm doing good. And they will spit in my vicinity, like towards me. They won't actually spit on me. Thank you to the Most High for shielding me from that. But it will come close. And they have the most hateful look on their face. So I got that going for me. And then random people are just screaming obscenities. Now, this doesn't seem directed at me. It's just I'm hearing this, throughout the day, screaming and cussing and just bizarre things. Then these synchronizing with, even the mailman's watching me, right? That song, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Not only do they've been doing this since I woke up to being targeted. Persecuted is what it is. When I go into a grocery, they'll play that song or the song Private Eyes. Now they'll probably do it because I just put it out there, but I'm used to it. That doesn't even freak me out. But now the mailman is synchronizing with me. When I leave, the mailman's there. Yes, the mail comes at a normal time, but when you're leaving at 6 a.m, it's still dark out and the mailman is outside. When it's 9 p.m, on a Sunday when the mail doesn't even come, and there's the mailman synchronizing when you're coming and going, that's a new one. Okay, they've been following me for a long time, but not like this. It's like, are they just sitting in a vehicle that's painted to look like a mailman? I don't know, y'all. Then here's another one. So this happened about a week ago. And I should have come on and told y'all, but I forgot about it until just now, and Father brought it back to my memory. So y'all know that I had been mugged, and they had stolen my my debit card. And then they weren't going to help me for at least 30 days and all that. Well, anyway, I had to go quite a ways away to find my bank location. There wasn't one like by where I'm at, or I would have gone in to begin with. But the whole point is, I go in there, the lady was very rude to me. And usually they're very nice. She was very rude to me, which, that's common. We're used to that when we're persecuted. But what I'm saying is, I remember her. I remember faces. I might not remember names, but I remember faces. Her face looked like one of my gang stalkers, okay? Looked just like her, except the gang stalker is a light-skinned white person. Or just, maybe not super light, but just like a regular white person. And this was a darker-skinned black person. They even had the same hair, y'all. It was not makeup. They were even about the same weight. And I instantly thought, am I looking at a clone? Because wait till y'all hear this. So I didn't really think that then, okay? I just thought, that's weird. That looks just like this stalker of mine that's in another city, right? And so that was like, I don't know, that was about 3 weeks ago. But then last week, I'm in another area, far from this bank, okay? And a mail lady gets out, crosses my path, and laughs. It was the same woman that was the teller at the bank. And I am not joking you, it was the same woman. And I said, you got a side gig. I actually said it. I was laughing because I'm like, we're in a freaking clown show. I'm like, oh, you got a side gig from the bank. You're also the postwoman. And she laughed. She didn't say, excuse me or what or whatever. I'm sorry, y'all. They're doing some loud noise. Let me take it in. Let me try to get away from the door so I don't get a copyright for music. They're cranking the radio. Hold on, y'all. Can't get away from it. Okay, even that, y'all. Whenever I go to do something, music will start. Everywhere I go. Music, loud noise, and I'm used to the synchronization, but not to this level. Okay, so that lady, if you think about it, if you're a bank teller, your hours would be in the daytime. They would be basically the same hours that the post people, the postal workers, would be working, right? So how would she have those two jobs? Then it reminded me of back when I was in Florida, and I mentioned this, that I had stayed somewhere, hadn't even been there for a couple of days, and my neighbor started leaf blowing out in the backyard, and it would go on morning, noon, and night. I may have come on and said something about it, okay? And I couldn't believe my eyes when I'm like, what does he keep leaf blowing? There's no trees out there. He was leaf blowing his lawn furniture, and it was just to aggravate, and it would go on for hours. That guy. I don't know if y'all remember the story. There's a point to this story, because I'm used to the Cletus and Jethro leaf blowing brigade. That didn't even faze me anymore. But what was weird was he was a fireman, okay? He was a fireman. He had on all the the fireman outfit, went in the fire truck and all that. And then the next thing, I see him, and I'm waiting for a package, and I was excited because this was one of the places. I was only there for 2 weeks. They ran me out of there again. But I was able to buy a new pair of tennis shoes. Y'all might have remembered this story. So I'm waiting for my mail, and they steal my mail a lot. So I'll like run right there and make sure I get it. So I'm waiting, and I see the mailman drive up, and it's the dude from next door that was leaf blowing that also is a fireman, but he's a mailman. Are y'all starting to see this? We're freaking really in the Truman Show. We're the ones that have eyes to see, as scripture tells us. And they live, we've got one that can see. And they point, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. They're pointing all the time, just like that movie, where they point at the guy with the glasses because he can see through. He can see through their facade, right? That's us, y'all. Even the freaking birds. I told y'all this is a mix of a bunch of different things I've been seeing. I'm just saying some short things. And I could keep going, y'all, but I don't want this to get cut off. I'm already at 13 minutes, Dougie Fresh on. But I just wanted to throw this also out there. So I'm used to like animals coming up to me, like if I'm at a park or something, which now is far and few between, because they know I'm grounding now. So they come out there and just do all kinds of ridiculousness and make it basically impossible to enjoy a park. But I'm used to squirrels coming up near me or a bird landing by me, but this is beyond freakazoid. Now, when I leave, birds dive bomb at me. They don't hit me, but they will fly it seems like it's within inches of the top of my head. And I'm seeing them flying in the middle of a street, right over the top of cars. This is not normal. We never saw this before. What the heck? So put it in the comments if y'all are noticing these bizarre things. Okay, I love y'all. Prayers for everybody. Oh, by the way, today is the 27th of April, 2024.